Hey again, something a little bit different for you guys today. I wanted to share my experience playing a video game. I don't play very many of those. I usually stick to these bad boys. This is my home base here. But once in a while, I would play Skyrim. Sometimes I even play the Skyrim board game. But, recently I decided to be brave and try out a video game because I thought it would be fun to play as a team. So I heard about the game Dead by Daylight, where you would work with 3 other people to try to get away from a killer. I don't like anything scary. I don't like scary movies. I don't like being scared, but I do like team stuff. So I thought I would give it a try. I know there are a lot of you that have been playing this game for 1,000+ hours, so it might be hard to remember what it's like to be a new player. So I thought it'd be fun just to share what my first 50 hours have been like. How's it going? What's confusing? What am I having fun with? Am I okay? I'll tell you. So, like a lot of you, I started my Dead by Daylight journey with the tutorial. I don't think I need to speak too much about this because I think we all understand that the tutorial is not that helpful. It teaches you the very, very basics of the mechanics, but none of the strategy. But on the plus side, it is your only chance probably to meet the trapper. So you say hello to him and then you say goodbye and off you go. I really appreciate that when you face a new killer, the game gives you that little loading screen that gives you a tip about the killer, but come on, 1 or 2 sentences is just not gonna cut it for somebody new. So for the nightmare, for example, it says something like, finding an alarm clock will pause the sleep timer for 30 seconds. That does me no good at all if I don't know what being asleep means. To me, when I read that at first, I thought I was just gonna fall down on the ground. Instead, the screen kind of turns gray, the sky kind of turns gray, but I don't know what that means. I still don't know what that means. I don't know how bad it is to be asleep. I have no idea. And I don't even actually know where I go in the game to get an idea. You have a whole entire screen. At least use that. At least put a couple facts on there instead of just one. So I haven't gotten the hang of the whole looping thing just yet. I also don't know my way around any of the maps and have basically 0 game sense, but I'm trying and I'm working with what I have. So right now that looks a lot like running straight at the killer, just looking confident and trying to get by them. Hiding in grass, that's a popular go-to move. Just hiding in general has been working well for me. That's what I can bring to the table right now. Here's a quick lightning round of questions and thoughts that I have. Why didn't anybody warn me that zombies just grow out of the ground? What is this creature I found crawling around the map? How bad is it to be blue, and what does that mean? What on earth is this room that my new friend showed me? Something that's really fun about this game is how many fun cosmetics there are for survivors and killers to wear. But man, as a new player, that is confusing. I remember playing a game early on and there was all of a sudden an Egyptian pharaoh chasing me and I'm flipping through my notes like, which killer is this? Well, it's the doctor. I know now, but man, I did not know what was happening in that game. Maybe be careful with those Legion masks, especially if you're playing against new players. You can probably guess how I learned that hard life lesson. Honestly, I had never played a game against the Legion before until a 2v8 game where a couple of my teammates were wearing Legion masks, and I saw that Legion coming at me from a mile away, and I was like, "Come on over! Look at this cool generator!" And she came right over and killed me. I think the feeling between Legion and I might be mutual. So it's really hard to learn this game just from the in-game tools. So I've been using kind of some online resources to learn more. So the ones that I've learned the most from is the YouTube channel that Odstarva makes. So he has lots of guides about killer powers and just all kinds of stuff. I also like the Twitch streamer KnightLight. He does a lot of survivor escape streaks and stuff, so I can kind of really see his survivor play. And he also does a lot of guides about killers. I also really like watching the competitive team Rapture play on Twitch because they do a really good job of explaining what went well during matches, what didn't go well. So basically after every match, they kind of analyze it and talk about it. And then the Discord page for Twins main Sage, that's the nicest Discord page in the world. They have a section for tips and tricks, and I go in there and I ask all kinds of questions, and they always answer in 2 minutes. They're quick, and they're they're so helpful. So definitely recommend joining those communities. I remember I played this one game against a player called Bumble Barrett, and that was the first game I ever played where I had like a hero join the game. And I mean, I got found and hit and picked up like really quick in that game, and then all of a sudden like flashlight saved, rescued me. I ran away. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. A couple minutes later, got hit again, got picked up again. He came back with the flashlight. I think he saved me 3 times that game. And man, it was just like, oh my gosh, like he's here. Everything's going to be fine. Props to you, Bumble. Like you're so fun to play with on a team. I hope I get to play with you again. In that game, I felt a little bit like the kids from Stranger Things when Eleven comes over and saves them. Like, he's my friend and he's crazy. It's weird how different this is from like a Skyrim. I feel like 50 hours into Skyrim, you're one of the strongest people in the entire game already. You can fight dragons, you can shoot magic, you're probably the leader of a couple guilds. Like you're an unstoppable force in 50 hours. Dead by Daylight 50 hours, I'm still blowing myself up with skill checks. It's a big difference. My first couple games, I missed a lot of skill checks, probably most of them, and you know, that's just part of learning the game, right? Like you have to learn the muscle memory, you have to learn the sounds. There's a lot of sounds happening in the game. There's a lot of things to pay attention to. I'm worried that somebody's trying to kill me, so I'm looking all kinds of directions. I'm not looking where I'm supposed to be looking. And so if somebody's missing skill checks, standing up and looking at them does not help. Like they already probably feel really bad. You don't need to make them feel worse. I'm sure they're doing the best they can. And you know, the first like probably 24 games I played, I was so scared when somebody would come do a generator with me. I'm like, oh no, here we go. I'm going to be so embarrassed when they mess this up. So, you know, just from all of us new players, we're sorry. We're trying. I still have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing with the blood web. I just press that red button in the middle. I just press that a lot. One thing I've really struggled a lot with trying to learn the game is trying to be clear on what I can and cannot vault over. This is something that I think could have easily been in the tutorial, but there's a lot of things in the game that are kind of like waist high, especially in some of the indoor maps that I tried to vault over and got killed a lot faster than I should have. So like, why can't I vault over a desk? Why can't I vault over a counter? Who knows? I don't know. Also, there's things that you think you should be able to run between that you can't. So there's a map that has like 2 couches or like a couch and a chair or something, and I tried to run between them, dead. You know, every mistake in this game means that you're dead usually. I really believe that everyone should be able to play the game however they want to. And I know that there's a lot of new killers out there that I'm facing that are trying really hard to get better. So it doesn't make me feel any type of way if they obliterate us and they're playing hard. But that being said, I do love a friendly killer, and I love the killers that recognize when they're winning by miles and miles and they decide to take some mercy and have fun with the survivors instead. I've gotten a couple tours around the map and I've been escorted to the exit a few times. Sometimes I really needed help finding it, so that was really appreciated. Like this skull merchant, she did way more to save my life than I did to save my own life. I had that whole timer to find my way out and I still couldn't. If she didn't carry me out there, I was gonna die. So thank you to all the friendly killers out there. Personally, I think that the 2v8 mode might be the very best place for a new player to start. First, you don't have to know what any of the perks do because there's just a couple classes and they actually explain those pretty well. And also you have 7 other teammates, so if you make a mistake and you do something silly, like you got 7 other people that are going to help pick up the slack. And also there's just some really funny moments in 2v8. Chaos Shuffle has been such a fun way for me to try out new perks and figure out which ones I want to unlock next. So I don't know what most of the pictures mean. And I kind of feel bad to load into the game and pause and read through them really carefully. So I usually just kind of wing it. I just go for it. And then if I get hooked for the first time, then I'll actually stop and I'll read them. But sometimes they just activate before that happens. And that's real discovery right there. Let me tell you, finding boil over as a perk when you get caught really fast and get picked up, that's hilarious. That's one of my favorite DVD moments of all time. Just be like, bye, killer. See you never. I remember loading into my very first game and the first time the heartbeat was going, I was nervous and I took off running basically straight into the killer. He picked me up, put me on the hook, and I was like, well, I'm the worst teammate in the world. But then one of the teammates came and picked me up, and I can't tell you how good that feels to know that like somebody just stopped what they were doing and came and rescued you. I'm like, okay, this is the team thing that I was hoping for. Like, this feels nice. Like, I like that part of the game so much. So that's my thoughts after 50 hours playing Dead by Daylight. Honestly, it's not very scary. It's just fun times. I think I'm going to keep trying. I'm glad that I came out of my Skyrim hole and tried something new. And I think in my next 50 hours, I think I might try to be the killer. I might try to go after some new survivors. So maybe I'll see you out there in the fog. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.